I'll be totally honest. Like with America, we don't really draw much inspiration from that kind of like East Coast or West Coast style burger, really. Like I think, like I've been to the States a couple of times, and maybe I'm doing disservice to burgers over there, but it's quite samey. It's like very just American style, plain cheeseburger, smash burger vibes. And I think over here we've actually got a much better burger scene. Because I think over here it's more about provenance of the beef rather than the type of the burger. I mean, smash burgers are having a bit of a rally at the moment, but yeah, I'm not really that East Coast West Coast vibe. I'm like, you guys do.
What is the actual difference though, or are they just the same burgers?
I don't really know, to be honest. There's loads of different like types. Like you have like the Oklahoma smash type.
Yeah.
But it's.
I think that's a YouTube channel, the Burger Connoisseur bloke. You see?
Yeah.
He looks like a bit of a freak.
There's
he goes into like the burgers, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's George Mott's. That guy. Yeah.
Yes.
So he's opened a place in New York now, which is like an old school diner, and he does like the Oklahoma smash ones. So it's like potato roll, really super like paper thin onions. We've actually done version for a special here once, and then they're like steamed. Like, I think it's a Martin's potato roll bun on the top, and they're like, there's like those sorts of burgers, like they're awesome, but they're not what we want to do. If that makes sense.
And one of the things I find interesting is like originality. I think is like nothing is ever truly original. What you're basically doing is David Bowie's got a quote which is the only art I'll ever study is the art I can steal from.
Yeah.
And you think of David Bowie, the most original fucker around, right?
Yeah.
And I think what originality is, and from everyone I've spoken to, is like you go out, you kind of think externally, where's the inspiration, where's the curiosity, but then you internally bring it together 100%. And you create your own black bear.
Yeah.
Where did you get your? If it wasn't from America, where did you get your kind of palette of different ideas? And then how did you create your own kind of black bear painting?
So kind of a long story, I guess. So when we first were thinking about doing it, we were actually thinking about doing, what's it called? Like a brunch thing. When we were like brainstorming, we were like, we want to go into food, we want to set up our own business.
Why food? Just before we go into
it? We were both. So it's me and my wife Liz who set up the business together. She's kind of stepped out a little bit now because we're popping kids out there front and centre.
How many kids you got?
2, 3.5. 2-year-old, we got another one in about 5 weeks coming along. So
amazing, yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
She's kind of been out for a little while. But when we wanted to do something in food because we both were, I hate the word, but like foodies. We absolutely loved eating out, loved like trying different food, loved cooking at home. And I've kind of always worked in and out of hospitality from when I was younger. And we were like, let's do something. We'll start our own business. And we were looking at. What's it called? Doing like a brunch thing because there was what's it called? Ben's Canteen in Camden. Clapham.
Yeah. My mate, my very good friend James is good mates with him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So we used to go there like, when we first moved down and lived in Battersea.
Yeah.
And we used to go there like every weekend, and it was queues out the door like absolutely round. They used to do this like pulled pork eggs Benny, and I still make it every now and then at home. Like it's banging. And we were like, oh, this place is so busy, and like we both loved eating brunch, and we were like, let's maybe do a brunch place. And then we kind of thought about it, and we're like, well, how are we going to do that? Because we started off in street food, and we can't really do street food brunch, it's not really a thing. So our other thing that we absolutely love eating was burgers. So we then went and kind of explored London, and we basically ate everywhere. So like big chains, small independents, ate around everything, and we were like...
What was one of like the weirdest sort of places you went to?
We went to all the classics, so like Your Honest, Patty's, Bleak was around at that point. Who else? Like Byron were there, like Meat Liquor, kind of the whole burger spectrum. But we went to every place, and we were like, what's this kind of missing, and how could we do something a bit differently? So then the thing that we always wanted to do, because my parents are beef farmers, so we wanted to kind of link back to like have beef as kind of the central part of the burger, like to focus kind of on the quality of that side of things. So we spent about 6 months doing burger parties. We did them every weekend. Our mates fucking loved us. So we had our little flat, and every weekend it was like 4 floors. So
this is in Battersea.
This actually we moved. This was in Limehouse.
Yeah.
Little balcony. It had a little gas griddle out there. I don't think you're supposed to have it out there. We would every week go to the butcher, get different cuts, grind them up, and then play around with different condiments, different buns, and that sort of stuff. Until we found a burger that really worked for us, and that was our black bear, which pretty much hasn't changed since that first kind of testing.
How did you know that was a burger that worked for you?
I think the thing whenever I do like training sessions with the guys, whenever I talk about it, I think it's about balance. So I think our black bear burger is like a perfectly balanced burger. So what's in it is got a really soft, heavily seeded sesame seed bun. That seed actually adds a little bit of extra flavour into it as well. The beef, dry aged, grass fed British beef.
Fucking salad.
I know, we need to order them. Some lightly pickled white onion goes on top of it under the cheese, because that kind of elevates.
Why under the cheese? Is that change? Because in terms of Rory talks about psychophysics,
yeah,
which is it's genuinely true. Like the way if chocolate is circle shaped, it tastes different to if it's square shaped.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if does the onions taste better under the cheese?
So the reason we do it, so basically we cook the burger, so it's just meat and fat essentially.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper. Flip it over, and we flip it over. We put these onions, which are very lightly pickled, and put it onto the side of the burger that's been cooked. And then that heat from that kind of just gently warms through those lightly pickled onions.
Oh, yes.
And then it goes under the cheese because we want the heat from the burger to just kind of warm them through, because that actually changes like slightly the flavour of the onions. And if you try a burger without those little bits of onion and with them in, it's completely different. It tastes less beefier, which sounds strange.
Yeah.
That slightly pickled onion elevates the taste of the beef. So that onion jam on top, which is this kind of sweet, sticky, acidic like onions, and then smoked bacon. And the bacon we get super thinly cut, and it's almost, we view it as like a seasoning. So it's like salty and smoky and stuff.
Mate. I'm gonna start fucking eating you in a second, mate. I'm turning into a black bear myself.
And then a garlic mayo to finish with like that kind of creamy onion. But all those aspects of that burger just pair so well together, and then when you eat it, all the flavours work.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped Islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.